Hey friends, I'm starting this series here on YouTube or Instagram or wherever you can find me. And this is going to be me doing workshops, and I'm just working through text. So I'm doing a couple of things. One is I'm just working as an actor, and I want these videos to encourage you. Maybe it'll give you some inspiration and accountability to work on your own, to show up and just do work every day. So actors, we work on our craft. We work on our body, our breath, our voice, our imagination, our emotions. So these videos will just be that, me working. This is not something polished and professional. It's just really a first draft type of thing. So I'll be going through a series of texts, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But this is just me working, so I hope it encouraged you to show up. Maybe it will inspire you to find your own poems, your own text, and to just show up every day and work. So that's the first thing. That's what this is about. Secondly, it could be for public speakers, and it's not that you're performers so much as you have to get up and speak and communicate, and you want to be present and communicate everything you're trying to think and feel and get across to your team or to somebody else that you're working with. You want to really connect with them. And so this is a way to just encourage you to try that, to do it. You have to stand up and do it. I'll say more about that in a moment. So what am I going to do? This series is simply going through poetic texts. I have a prop. And so I'm going to start with, I'm going to really live in the world of English Renaissance poetry leading up to Shakespeare and Shakespeare's time and perhaps afterward. So I'll go through authors, and if you stick with me, we'll do a series. This series will include a number of authors. I'm going to start with Sir Thomas Wyatt. So Sir Thomas Wyatt was an English Renaissance poet. He was a courtier. He was a diplomat. He was, some have called him a luminary in Henry VIII's court. He was born in 1503 in Kent. And he wrote poetry. He was imprisoned in the Tower twice. There's an interesting tragic love story. So, but his poems are beautiful. And we're really working in the Renaissance period in England because it was a flowering of the English language. It was beautiful, and it was highly structured. In one sense, it's very easy to follow. I know there are some words that we don't use all the time and that aren't familiar to us, but this work will improve a number of things, and it will improve the following. It will help make your speech more beautiful, more memorable. It will help you think sequentially. It's so good for sequential thought. This thought, then this, then this. It will help you have a natural sense of build to your ideas. And actors, that's great for you as you work on speeches, on an audition piece, a monologue for someone. Public speakers, it's great for you because you have to take your ideas and communicate them, and you want them to build to a point. So this helps you with your word choice, helps you with your confidence, because you can do this poetry. You might think, I can't do poetry, but if you can do poetry, and it will give you so much confidence in other areas of your work. So it gives you confidence, it helps improves your word choice, your speech will be more beautiful. Actors, it connects and helps you connect to better imaginative responses, better emotional responses. It trains your mind to think in a certain way, to think more clearly and sequentially. It trains you to think specifically. I want to have this just the right word in the right place, and that's what poetry is doing. So that's what this will be. So jump on board. Put my prop down for a moment. Jump on board. I'm going to go through a series of authors. It's me working. So it's going to be, think about it. I was rehearsing earlier. I just stepped aside to do this. Think of this as rehearsal. Rehearsal's messy. I make mistakes. I'm making mistakes now. But I'm doing it, and I'm getting up and trying it. And so actors, you got to get up every day and do something, right? You got to work on your body. You got to stand up and do text out loud. You got to work your speech muscles, your imaginative, emotional muscles. This is so vital. This is the work we do. Public speakers, many people make the mistake of sitting down and just working hard on their content and the outline, and that's important. But if you don't stand up, if you don't try it out loud, even if you're going to sit down while you give the presentation to your manager or your team, even if you're sitting down, if you don't have the energy you have when standing up, if you haven't spoken it aloud, you're not going to be ready to speak, or you're not going to be clear. So everyone should get up and work on text every day. It's very important. So in a moment, I want to go through one of the first poems in my collection of Sir Thomas Wyatt, but I want to join you. I want to invite you to join me. Just follow along, hit subscribe, or follow me on Instagram or YouTube, wherever I am, and follow along and just work daily or every other day. Perhaps you can find Sir Thomas Wyatt's poems online and just just maybe get one on your phone or print one off and just speak through one of the poems every day. Doesn't matter if you do it wrong. This is me rehearsing. It's going to be rough draft. I'm going to have mistakes in it. These are poems I haven't really workshopped yet. I've maybe read them once or twice, and I'm just trying to take them off the page, and I'll say more about that when I do the poem. But just try it. Work every day. Stand up and speak. It'll improve your authenticity. It'll improve your power. It will improve your confidence. It will improve the beauty of your speech. Both as a public speaker and actors, it will improve your connection to language, to thought, to imagery, to emotion. So all of that, that's what I'm doing. This is a series of workshops. I'm going through poetic texts, so join me.